Hello, all. Welcome back to our class. Today we are going to be addressing substrings in SQL, more like some kind of positioning rules or prefixes, something like that. Let me show you what I mean. For instance, okay, so first we are still working with our restaurants data set table. We're still working with our restaurant data set table. If you can see the temp table names I created from our previous class, that is because I have not ended the session. I just continued recording. Okay. So, but if I end the session, you will no longer see any temp table names. Just a quick preview. All right, this is the table I'm working with. And today we want to address substring. So I want to select location from my restaurant data set. But I want to introduce this SQL query called substring. And what I want to do is that location without looking exactly on my keyboard. Begin from the first position of the first word and read up until the third position of the first word as location code. Get the drift. Okay. Space here. So let's run this and see. Incorrect syntax near location. Okay. I didn't put a comma. Great. And this is what we have. This is what substring does. So it started reading from K, and it picked the first three alphabets of my locations. All right, 1, 2, and 3. And that is what we have done here. Now, I have given you a good introduction of how substring works. Let's explore more examples. Let's say we want to use substring a case statement, for instance. Okay, remember when we learn something new, we try to explore it with other SQL commands, see how they all come together nicely. Okay, so I want to select location still. I want to select location still. And now I'm going to open a case statement. I'm going to open a case statement. Remember, your case has to be indented. Just click on tab and you'll be able to successfully indent your case. And then enter and click on tab again to indent when. And now I'm going to introduce our new element called substring. Substring. And we're still working with location. When location is one, like start from the very first position of the first word and read just that same first position. Something like that. If it looks through location, the first character of the first position I typing location. First position of the first character. If you look through it and it begins with an A, then we're going to call it category A, something like that. Location. Yeah. Something like that. Else, other location. Okay. Then the end. This new column, we call it location group. So you can add more whens as the case may be. We addressed A, all right. You can add address L, K, A, B, C, D, F, as much as you can. Okay, this is just to show you how substring work. And then the table we are referencing is restaurant dataset table. Okay, so let's see how this came together. Great. So this is what has happened. It just picked the first letter of the word Abuja, position 1 and 1. That is A. So if it is A, then call it category B. If we have to add more when element, it means we have to add more substring, and then we can now address letters L, K, B, and the rest E. So you can go ahead as a task and add more category options. We have B, so it then means we can do substring location 1 equals to B, then category B. We have K, so we can go ahead and do substring location 1 equal to K, then category K, something like that, and create more categories for our location, the whole substring concept. Okay, one final example before I call it this particular substring thing. Let's explore substring, the join statement. Let's see how it works out, how it comes together. So again, I want to select let me just type out the important things I need from the chart data set. Select location, comma, average price, just like our previous example. Okay. Join restaurant submissions data sets. Okay, so before I go ahead to join, I would like to call this RD, call this RO. So for the location, I'll be making use of RD, but I want to add a substring because I want my locations to give me just 3-letter words of location. So I'm going to use a substring to achieve that. And for the location, I'm picking locations from RD. And close my bracket. Average price, I'm picking price from RO. For the location, I need to specify what I need. I want to make use of my the first 3 letters of location. So one and two. Start from the very first word all the way to the third word of the first word of my location. All right. Okay. Now I can proceed with my join statement. I will say on rd dot restaurant ID, which is my primary key, equals rl dot restaurant ID, which is my primary key. Okay. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. All right, so I want to do a group by as well. Let me do a group by. Group by. I want to group by this. I want to group by this. Okay, so I just simply did Control C, Control V. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Okay, so now let me run this through, see the results I have. Great. So now I have my locations representing just the first three letters of every location I have. ABE representing Abeokuta, AB representing Abuja, BEN representing Benin, ENU, Enugu, IBA, Ibadan, Jos is Jos, Kaduna, KN, Kano, LAG, Lagos, and POR, Port Harcourt. Okay, I did not put in the as, so here I was supposed to add something like this as location code. Then here as average price. Okay, so when I run this through again, it should give me something with a good column and representation. So these, my friends, is how substring works. Read, write is a very interesting element in SQL. So we are making progress if you have come to this point in our lessons. We have more interesting SQL topics to explore. We still have to know how to explore with upper and lower case. Learn to know how to train, know some basic text editing concepts, and then something we call stored procedure. So if you stick around, you learn advanced SQL concepts. So if you ever thought SQL was difficult, I mean, here we are. It's not as bad as you thought it would have been. So see you next lesson. Bye.